I'm Tyler TeKnipp. I'm the defense coordinator at Forest Park High School in Forest Park, Georgia. This is my first year there. I started coaching. I was a GA at a Division II school in Ohio. From there, I went back to my alma mater, Eagles Landing High School in McDonough, Georgia, and I was a DC for 4 years. This is my first year as the DC at Forest Park High School. Played my college ball at Georgia Tech.
Yeah, my name is Steven Jackson. I'm the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach at Lynette High School in Alabama. This is starting my third year there. I have spent the last 13 years bouncing around Alabama and in Tennessee. Spent 3 years in Tennessee. This is my 6th year overall as offensive coordinator. In 2019, my first year at Lynette, we were fortunate enough to win the Class 1A state championship, being undefeated. And last year we got beat out in the third round of the playoffs. We've got a good group coming back. We're excited about this season, this upcoming. I graduated from the University of West Alabama in 2012 with a degree in physical education. Now, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you look at it, I teach history. So that's a little bit about me. Here is we got an RPO first play of the game. We're running outside zone to the field, and we are running a solid screen into the boundary. We're still going to read the backside inside linebacker. He chases the outside zone. Obviously, we'll pull and throw the screen. If he stays at home or does anything else, we're going to run the sweep to the field. We got a pretty good advantage to the field. The 2-2s could screw us up because they are slanting both ways, so my pin and pull is going to be off until we get a slant tendency on them, unless we've already picked it up on the film. So we're going to outside zone double the front side 2 and then climb to the front side backer. Backside is going to sail the outside zone to the field for 2 steps, throw their man, and release into the flats. The tackle is going to pick up number 1, which is the corner. The guard is going to pick up number 2, which is the wheel. On the perimeter, the Y is looking most dangerous. Whoever's closest to the football, whoever we feel like presents more of a danger to him, he's going to go kick out number 1. If number 1's more dangerous, he can wall off number 2 if number 2's more dangerous. That way, we really got a 4-over-2 advantage on the perimeter there. So we really like throwing that into the boundary, especially early on, to get people to tighten up so we can go over the top.
Base cover 3, corners shuffle, push. They'll be breaking up on it. We're running a stunt inside, what I call nut, nose under tackle, keep it simple. Everything I do is pretty simple, so it's nothing crazy. Weak side 2 is going to shoot first. They're shooting across opposite A-gap. Strong side tackle. I'm calling the strength 2 the H-back. Sorry about that. He's going to punch, and then he's wrapping around for the backside A-gap. Hopefully we're trying to cut off that zone with the weak side tackle shooting that A-gap, force him to cut back. Your ends your primary force. He gets that H-back, kicks out. He's going to wrong arm it, spill it to the strong safety if they're running the zone. Weak safety, he's taking his read step, and he's getting width and depth, so he'll have to break back up on everything. I want to keep everything in front of us. Free safety be running the alley if they throw the screen or if they're running the ball. Sam and Will, they're flowing. I like to call it rock and roll, where we get flow. I guess we're flowing right this time. We're going to flow right, so he's got open gap to the right, he's got open gap to the right, and it just kind of, if it's flow left, they're all kind of flowing left, flow right, they're flowing right, and they'll rock back if it's counter or something like that. We're playing like a kind of a match 3. It's weak side is man, locking number 1, corner on number 1. We're bringing weak safety off the edge, and shooting inside in that B gap, nose tackle. They got their gap. Ends coming off the edge. The will is reading guards through the running back getting his run pass. He's going to drop that middle hole and kind of if that weak safety sees back out on the flare or something, he's going to peel off, take the back. Then Will becomes more of a melting off the quarterback's eyes. He's kind of a spy player at that point. He's dropped in low hole, but he's got to have eyes on quarterback. Strong safety out there. He's lined up between number 2 and number 3. He's looking for in cuts of 1 to any out cut of number 2. He'll pass it in if he gets any in cuts of 2. Be under the in cut of 3. Same thing with the Sam. Will's looking for anything backside of. Sorry, Will's got a lot to do. I kind of messed that up, but no big deal. So weak safety's gonna have back if he flares out. The guy that's coming on the blitz. Will, he's looking low hole. If he's looking for anything coming across, he's gonna have to pick that up. We get anything inside, Sam would have to pick that up. Strong safety. Free safety and corner just deep behind it. But just try to gap it up. Will would have that strong side strong side A, but nothing crazy.
We're going to 2nd and 2. I know everybody in the stadium is thinking run the football, but being as we like to throw the ball a good bit more than a lot of people that we play. We throw more than anybody we play. We're thinking 2nd down and 2. If it's an incomplete pass, we still got a down to play with, especially in the midfield range. So what we're looking at here is we've got a man beater to the single receiver side with the slant arrow, and we've got a 4 vert look to the 3 side, to the trip side. So what we're looking at, if we know that he's playing man to a single side receiver, that's what we're going to go to. And we're looking to hit that slant or the arrow wherever the window is, reading that flat defender, that overhang player. Had he been in a true zone, we would have looked at the 4 vertical side. The back would have become the check down then. So we would read the safety because he's got 1 high. We'd read the only safety. We would look him off and try to hit our Y on that seam route going to the near hash. The bailout route or the cop out route, as we call it over here, the Z is running a mandatory outside release up the numbers, what we call the railroad between the bottom of the numbers and the sideline. So if that corner bails with him at 14 yards, 10 to 14 yards is usually in our league when we see hips flip open and they know we're getting out. So we can sit down on a comeback right there. And if we've got good timing, we can also hit that. But we're looking to hit anything on the zone side within a 14 to 22 yard window. But realistically, we're taking a shot here. You know, it is a tie game. We're looking to flip momentum on our side, and that's just who we are, a pretty aggressive team. It's 3rd down, and not a great situation for us. We are on the 35 going in, so we feel like, again, we want to throw the football. We're not playing for the field goal because we don't really have a great field goal kicker. If I did, probably run the ball and want to be in a 4th and short situation here and kick a field goal. But instead, what we're going with, one of our base pass concepts is Y shallow. We are going to freeze count first to see if we can get a cheap 5 yards off of it. And that's what the H motion is for. So he's going to motion across, freeze, get lined up, and then run basically I forgot the name of the concept. It's our Y shallow concept. It looks like a drive concept to a lot of people. But we follow the same rules whether we're 2 by 2 or whether we're 3 by 1 out of it. So it essentially gives us 2 concepts in one play call. So again, we start with the single receiver side. Again, if that corner's bailing, we're going to hit the comeback route at anywhere from 10 to 14 yards. Single high, If it's a man coverage look, he does have the freedom to throw the deep ball, take the shot right there. I'm not going to get upset at my quarterback there if he throws it over his head for an incomplete pass. If that's not there, if we don't like that matchup, we're just going to come to our Y shallow side, and we're going to read the safety. All right, we've got the way we look at this is we're going post to dig to shallow. I've got the F on a check down route, so he's going to step up in protection in case we see some kind of blitz, and then he steps back behind the line, so it kind of looks like a mesh between F and Y. He's just going to sit down in space and get the football if we got to dump it off quick. By the way, on the dig route from number 3, he can sit down versus zone coverage anywhere, and the Z receiver can also bend his post route to space. We're all about converting routes against certain coverages and against certain looks. So all of this stuff can be sat down or broke off, depending on what they're looking at.
3rd and 10, 35. I didn't know if he had a kicker or not, so I've gotten in the past. I've gotten beat sitting back on 3rd and 10s and stuff like that. So here I try to mix it up. I like to come after people and sit back and make a play. Here we're gonna full reduce on the line, so tackles are in 2s, they're shooting A gap, ripping through that guard's inside shoulder. Ends doing the same thing with the tackle going B gap. The Sam and Will are wrapping around. I just call it's a blood blitz for me, double blood. They're coming off the edge. Hopefully get one of the tackles chasing that end inside, get a free man off the edge. See what we can do. Free safety is going to take number 3. We're just manning it up. Weak safety is going to roll. They're going to kind of seesaw. Weak safety is going to roll back. He's going to be at about 8 yards. He's got the F wherever the F goes. So it's 0. There's no help. Going to see if they're going to beat us. We're bringing 6 because our goal is to not let them inside. We don't want to let any inside routes happen. We don't want to give up the inside. If they beat us, they catch an out route. We're going to tackle it. We're going to run and tackle it. Deep ball, depending on what the quarterback is, we don't see a ton of great quarterbacks, so we want to challenge them. We want to make them throw deep and see if they can beat us that way. So really, I mean, I look at it as the in cuts are your easiest completions. I mean, that's throwing right in front of the quarterback's face. I want to take a chance on an out cut or a deep ball. Let my guys be an athlete, let them play. But force that quarterback to make a decision real quick with 6 coming. Hopefully. If not, we're just going to get our butt kicked no matter what we're doing if we're bringing 6 and we can't get there. Sam and Will mugged up in the A gaps. I mean, it's game's on the line. Someone's got to make a play here. Similar to, I guess, my thought process on the 3rd and 10. Want to try to make it their athletes versus our athlete as much as possible. Just like our nut stunt that we ran to open. Will, who's mugged up A, he's going to shoot opposite A first. Sam's going to, just to try to get some movement inside. See if we can't get a free guy doing that. Tackles and ends are shooting gaps. Strong safety. He's got the Y. If he's out for pass, if he's blocking, he comes up and he sets the edge. We're manned up on the Z on the outside. Corner's got him. Man to man. Free safety's got the F. If the F blocks or inserts, he's zoning off quarterback's eyes, kind of looking for anything coming across the middle. If anybody gets free, if he needs to pick something up. Corner and weak safety on the backside. Some people call it combo. We call it in and out just to keep it simple for the kids. Corner's going to have the first out. Weak safety to have the first in. So if we get two outs, corner's got first out. Weak safety to have second out, and vice versa on the ends. Because I expect to see some sort of rub route. Or almost 9 times out of 10, if they're not running the ball, you're going to see some sort of rub route with the condensed formation. But just force them to make a play. Either their guys or our guys are going to make a play, line up and play ball.
Here is a throwback screen to my quarterback. So, like Coach just said, we understand that when you condense the set in the field like that in a goal line situation, you're looking for some kind of rub route. So we're going to rub you. We're just not going to rub you with our receivers. All right. So we will sail outside zone to the boundary. All right. We'll block most dangerous to the boundary. That back does have the option to take off and go with it. If he's got a clear path to the end zone, I'm fine with him taking that. He's just got to understand that we're trying to do a throwback screen to the quarterback, and we block our solid screen rules with the offensive line. The tackle, backside guard, and center would kick step or drop catch, as I've learned here recently, that in their pass set. And when they release, the tackle is responsible for number 1, guard's responsible for number 2, and the center is what we call rat kill. He's going to pick up whatever's left over. X and H are bunched up, and they are blocking most dangerous. They sell a vert route until they can't anymore. Quarterback will hand off to the F like we're running outside zone, and he peels out the back door. The running back will throw it behind him, and hopefully we can get behind our 5 blockers out there on the corner. Coach Mallard, I'd like to thank you for having me on here. This has been incredible. This is something that all coaches need to get involved in, man. We've made tremendous strides on Twitter in the past 2 or 3 years, getting connected with guys from all over the place. I've got guys that I talk ball with in Montana, Texas, Georgia, all over the country, man, from coast to coast. And it's just been a great tool for me to expand my knowledge on the game and hopefully share one piece of information with somebody that gets these guys in a better position with their program. On Twitter, you can follow me at Coach Jackson62. That's the number 6, number 2. You can also follow us at Lynette Panthers FB on Twitter as well. We put a lot of stuff out there in season, and especially just trying to promote our kids, and that's a great way to get them out there. Maybe not playing at the next level, but it makes them feel like somebody cares about them. So we try to promote those as much as we possibly can. I am a Tony Franklin guy, have been for about 6 or 7 years now. It's opened up doors. It's changed my life, just like Tony said. So I suggest if you like throwing the ball, invest in a system. And the Tony Franklin system is one of the top things that I have been introduced to in coaching. Also, I'm an R4 guy. That's how we game plan, how we teach our quarterback stuff. So if you're ever up for talking shop, just hit me up on Twitter. We'll talk about anything. It doesn't even have to be about football. I'm a big barbecue guy as well. Always smoking something outside on the weekend. So just, again, hit me up. If you ever need anything, my door is always open for anybody. And again, Coach, I appreciate you having me on here. This has been great. Also, last thing before we get out of here, check out AL Football Chat on Thursday nights at 8 o'clock Central. It's 9 o'clock Eastern. Us Alabama guys do that on Twitter every week. There's some great stuff going on there too, guys. So, again, thank you. I enjoyed it, and best of luck to you guys in the upcoming season, unless we run across each other.
Coach Mallard, thank you for having me on. Coach Jackson, it was great talking ball with you, just going back X's and O's. A lot of fun doing that. My Twitter handle is at Coach Tech PEK 19. Feel free to follow me. Feel free to DM me anything. I'm down to talk football, life, anything. I mean, I've like Coach Jackson said, I've met guys from California all the way to Ohio to Florida, everywhere, just on Twitter, just talking ball. Because there'll be like a Texas high school football chat, or now I'm going to follow the Alabama football chat on Thursdays, try to get in on some of that. But you just meet some. I mean, Twitter's been such a great tool for coaches the last couple of years, just to get better, to learn. But yeah, I mean, it's awesome to see the coaching fraternity grow like it has, especially because I'm talking to guys I never would have met ever before. Old school. I mean, unless I'm going to a clinic in Alabama or I'm going to a clinic here, I would have never met these guys. Like you said, I've talked to Coach Masilla, who you had on here earlier. Me and him go back and forth. I don't think we've ever met in person, but we share ideas all the time. So it's just a testament to what social media has done for the coaching world if you're using it right. You can, if you want to check us out, it's Forest Park Football. It's FBL, so not fully football, on Twitter. Check us out, see how we're doing. Expecting a big year from our kids, trying to kind of rebuild a program that had a great history at one point. Just trying to get after it, keep it simple, get the kids playing fast, physical, and having fun.